Welcome back to the continuation of this function. We have already completed the composite function. Now, let me take invertible function. Invertible function and inverse function. Invertible function and inverse function. Now, f is the function from a to b. F is the function from a to b, where a is 1, 2, 3. Let me take an example. B is a, b, c. F of 1 is a, f of 2 is b, f of 3 is c. Now, define one more function g. Define another function g such that g is from b to a, reverse. Defined by g of a, g of b, g of c, g of a equal to 1, g of b equal to 2, g of c equal to 3, because it is b to a. Now, observe that G composite F of 1 is how much? G composite F of 2 is how much? G composite F of 3 equal to how much? Similarly, F composite G of A equal to how much? F composite G of B, because it is defined from B to A. Therefore, F composite G of C equal to how much? This one is G of F of 1, say like this, G of F of 1, or G of F of 1 is A. G of F of 1 is A. So G of A is 1. That means G composite F of 1 is 1 itself. Identity property. G composite F, F of 2, G of B, but G of B is 2. Similarly, this one, you get 3. That means G composite F is identity mapping. This one is identity and denoted by IA. Define the function F. Given function, you have defined another function g such that g composite f is identity. Similarly, you can show this one. F composite g of a is a itself. This one is b, this one is c itself. So that f composite g is also identity function, but from b, so it is denoted by ib. Both are identity functions. This one takes every a to a itself. So it is identity. This one takes every 1 to 1 itself, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Therefore, it is also identity. In order to separate them, I have given the IA as a notation for the first identity. Here it is identity mapping, but IB. So, in this case, we say F is invertible. Invertible. So, given function F is invertible if there exists a function G such that G composite F or F composite G is always identity. Such a function is called invertible. Now here G is called inverse of the function. Here G is called inverse of the function because it takes every element of B to the original value of A in the first set. Elements of the first set A. Now, definition, therefore, definition for the inverse function is F is the given function from A to B, then it is said to be invertible. If there exists a function G from B to A, such that G composite F is equal to F composite G equal to identity, or G composite F of X or G composite F equal to IA or f composite G equal to IB. Total, it is identity element itself. Identity function. Since it is particularly defined in the set, I have given G composite F as IA. G composite, F composite G as IB. That's all. So totally, the composite function of G and F or F and G should be identity. In this one is the definition for the invertible function, and here G is called the inverse of the function F, or F is the inverse of the function G. As an example, we can give this one. Function F is defined from n to, function is defined from n to, or z to z, let me give, z to z, set of integers. F of x equal to x plus 9. Remember, function f is defined from z to z. F of x equal to x plus 9. Find whether this function is invertible. If it is invertible, find the inverse of the function. Remember, this G is, I told in the previous case, G is called as inverse. It is denoted by F inverse. That notation. G is F inverse. Therefore, F composite F inverse or F inverse F is identity. Here, in order to find whether the given function F is invertible, can you define another function G of x such that G composite F is identity? Can you find function G from Z to Z such that G composite F of x equal to x itself? See, like this. G composite F of x is x itself. Let me take y equal to x plus 9 or x equal to y minus 9. Whenever this y is integer in the second set codomain, y minus 9 is once again integer, no doubt. Whenever y is an integer, y minus 9 is also one more integer. Now, let me define this y minus 9. G of y, another function, you have to define one more function. G of y is y minus 9. G of y equal to y minus 9. Find F composite G of y. F composite G of y. It is F of G of y, or it is F of G of y is y minus 9, or F of x is x plus 9, F of y minus 9 is y minus 9 plus 9. In the place of x, write y minus 9. So you get y. What is the meaning? F composite G of y is, F composite G of y is y itself. So this is identity. F composite G takes every element y to itself. So it is identity. Let me check this one. G composite F of x. It is G of F of x. It is G of F of x is x plus 9. G of y is y minus 9. What about G of x plus 9? It is x plus 9 minus 9. Or 9 cancels. You get x only. G composite F of x equal to x means G composite F is also identity. So this identity is denoted by IA, whereas this one is F composite G, IB, second set. Totally, these two are identity functions itself. Now, since you can define function G such that F composite G is identity, G composite F is also identity, this F is invertible. And inverse of the function is G of x equal to inverse, you need not write g of y only, g of x equal to x minus 9. This is inverse of that function. Variable can be written anyone. You can write g of t equal to t minus 9, one and the same. So g of x is x minus 9. But g is hereafter denoted by f inverse. So f inverse of x is x minus 9. Function is invertible since you can find g such that the composite function is identity and inverse of that function is x minus 9. Next, one more example for this, whether it is invertible or not. Another example, see. F, let y equal to n square such that n belongs to n. And f is the function from n to y. Remember, y is set of all perfect square numbers. If you want, I can write some numbers also. 1, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, like this. Only perfect square numbers. That two numbers should be taken from natural number set. Function is n to y such that f of x equal to, or f of n they have written, f of n equal to n square. Y is the set of perfect square numbers only. 1, 4, 9, etc. N is a set of all natural numbers. Define the function f from n to y such that f of n is n square. Now, find whether this function f is invertible. Can you define another function g of x? G of x or y equal to, let me write first, y equal to n square, y equal to n square, or n equal to root y, g of y equal to root y, g of y equal to root y. Just imagine this is the function defined. Now totally, that function whether it exists, we have to see that. F composite g of y equal to f of g of y, or it is f of g of y is root y. F of n is n square, so f of root y is root y square or y. Enough. F composite g of y equal to y, it is identity. So we can define a function g of y such that composition function is always identity. Let me verify this also. G composite f of n equal to g of f of n, but f of n is n square. G of y is root y, g of n square, root n square, n. That means g composite f of n equal to n. G composite f is also identity. So both the functions are identity. Therefore, it is invertible. Inverse of the function is g of x equal to, don't write y, let me write x. G of x equal to root x. Or if you want g of n, because they have given f of n, g of n equal to root n. This is the inverse function. F inverse of n equal to root n. Further we can write inverse function as f inverse like this, not g. So the function is said to be invertible if you can define another function g such that f composite g is identity, g composite f is also identity. And the inverse is nothing but the defined function g. It is denoted by f inverse, that's all. Inverse function. Next part is theorem 1. if f is the function from x to y, g is the function from y to z, and one more function, h is the function from z to s. Three functions, x to y, y to z, z to s, are functions. Then h composite g of f, h composite g of f equal to h composite g composite f. Theorem is there are three functions f, g and h. F is defined from x to y, g is defined from y to z, and h is defined from z to s. You have to prove that h composite g composite f associative property. H composite g composite f. Let me take this. H composite g composite f of x. That means h of g composite f of x. Removing this composite sign, g composite f of x means it is g of f of x. That you know by definition. So I have written h of g composite f of x. Next step, g, h of, this can also be written as g of f of x. G composite f can be written as g of f of x equal to h composite g of f of x. H composite g of f of x, or h composite g composite f of x. H composite g composite f, h composite g composite f of x. Remove this x sign, you get h composite g composite f equal to h composite g composite f. So if three functions are given, you can prove that the composite function is associative.